Madeline.
Hi, Sarah.
Okay, well, today I just wanted to talk about how you're managing your pain these days. I know you had had some trouble in the past with sticking to certain activities and getting them done while you're experiencing pain.
Yeah.
So there are actually two different types of workers with pain. So we have our overextenders, which are people who typically, they'll start a task, let's say washing dishes, and they just push through it. They push through the task while they're in pain and just ignore the pain, just set it aside.
Not me.
No?
No.
Okay. Well, then maybe you're the other kind of person. So
Yeah.
other people tend to just not do a task altogether because they are in pain. For example, washing the dishes. So the dishes start piling up because
Yep.
you're thinking, I'm in pain, I can't do this.
Right.
Is
They
that
just-
typically
Yeah.
what you do?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, why exactly would you say that you stop the activity altogether or don't do it?
Because the last time I washed dishes, which was like February 2004, I think, it was so painful that it was so painful by the time I finished that I was like, forget it, I'm not doing that again. So I just don't do it anymore.
Okay.
I eat off paper plates, or I get my boyfriend to do them, or
Well, is that something that, would you like to stay that way, or would you like to use the dishes, clean dishes that are, real dishes, not paper?
That probably would be good. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there are ways to make your pain more manageable while you're doing those types of tasks. So I'm going to explain what pacing is, basically. So I know you probably have an idea of what pacing is, but while you're doing the dishes, maybe what you could do is do a little bit of your activity for a certain amount of time, and then take a break and do something that's relaxing that'll decrease your pain, and then come back to your activity. And basically just switching off between the activity and relaxing, so that when your pain reaches a certain point when you're doing the activity, you can bring your pain back down by doing a relaxation technique, or just do something that doesn't cause you pain.
Okay.
For example, watching TV or reading a book.
I like to watch TV a lot.
Really?
A lot. Yeah.
Okay.
A lot.
Well, that's a good alternative to doing the dishes then once you're in pain.
I think so.
So the process of this is, before you start the task, do you think you'd want to? What task would you like to focus on?
How about washing the dishes?
Oh, okay. Washing dishes. Well, that's good since we've just talked about that. So, washing the dishes. What would you say your baseline pain is on a scale of 0 to 10, with 10 being the most pain you've ever experienced?
I guess a 5.
A 5 typically? Okay. Well, what the plan would be then is, when you start washing the dishes, you want to write down your pain level. So you would write down like a 5. And then you're going to wash some dishes.
Yeah.
And then when you start feeling your pain rise 2 points, so, like a 7, then you would stop doing the activity.
And so I don't have to then do the dishes the rest of the day?
No. You just set it aside for a few minutes. You'd go and do something else for a little while, and then come back to that.
Okay.
So what the goal is that you can be more productive throughout the day, because you'd be getting the dishes done instead of just not doing them at all,
Okay.
while keeping your pain at a manageable level. Okay? And did you have any questions about that? Does that make sense?
Makes sense. Yep.
Okay, great. Well, what I'm going to do now is we're going to go over this activity worksheet so that it helps plan out your activities while you're doing this. So, for this worksheet, first you're going to make a list of activities that increase your pain. Okay, so in this case, washing the dishes. What other tasks do you do throughout the day that increase your pain?
Let's see. Laundry, doing laundry, grocery shopping,
Okay.
vacuuming.
Good. Okay. And then we need to come up with some activities that tend to decrease your pain. So things that that relax you, not very strenuous.
Mm-hmm.
Can you think of any of those?
Reading, listening to music, watching TV.
Good. Okay. So then on the worksheet, it's asking you to delegate one of these activities that bring you pain. Are there any activities that you would be interested in giving to someone else?
Well, that's kind of hard because I live alone.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So maybe you can't delegate an activity to someone else.
Yeah.
So
I don't
that
think
just
so.
gives you more practice with the pacing exercise then.
Okay.
So then in that case you would just leave this one blank. That's okay.
All right.
And, okay, so for next week, I'd like you to pick one of these activities that increase your pain and try the pacing with it.
Okay.
So then that's what the second half of the worksheet is looking at. You're going to pick one activity that increases your pain, and you want to keep track of the time that it takes for your pain level to increase about 2 points.
All right.
Okay? And then you're going to write down the activity that you're doing to decrease your pain, like watching TV, and you're going to write down how much time you spent watching TV.
Okay.
Once your pain decreases, then you're going to go back to the activity, write it down, and again keep track of the minutes that you can do the activity until your pain level goes up again.
Okay.
And you're basically just switching back and forth, okay? While keeping track of the time. And the idea is that if you're doing the pacing activity correctly, then your uptime, where you can be washing the dishes, should increase, and then your downtime should decrease over time. But, if it doesn't, that's fine. Point is, you want to be more efficient, getting things done, while keeping yourself comfortable. Okay? And lastly, I want you to think about how you can adapt to your activities. So, folding the laundry. Can you sit down while folding the laundry? Exactly.
Yeah.
So things like that that'll make it easier for you.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
All right. Well, I'm going to give you this, and then next week go ahead and try that out, and we'll come back and talk about any problems you had or see how it went.
Thank you, Miss Sarah.
Thank you.
All right.